To be clear, I am not a pro golfer. I am not aspiring. I didn't play college ball. I wasn't even on the high school team. And this isn't a documentary on my journey to scratch either. This is not even about me. Even though my swing's a little weird, I want to show you that you don't have to be special to golf. You don't have to be a standout to shoot low scores once in a while. You just need passion and a little grit. So come along for the ride as I tackle this round today. Can I break 75? Let's find out. Alright, that'll work. Alright, here we got about 170 to the pin. Looks to be in the middle. I don't want to go left for the bunkers, and if you go too far right, you're going to bounce out of bounds. So just going to play a safe one here. As close to the middle as possible. I got a 7-iron, 170. All right, got pushed a little right. Should be on the first cut. Maybe the rough, but I should be all right. All right, so we did make the edge of the green. I don't know where it bounced. It's pretty firm, but looks like it just trickled onto the green. I got about a 35 footer here. Just want to get away with a 2-putt. Just going slightly left to right. All right, not a bad effort, a little short. All right, in for par. All right, we're at hole 2, 350 uphill. Holes on the right. You want to stay to the left if possible. If you go too far right, you're gonna get blocked off by those trees. So I'm gonna keep it middle left if possible. All right, a little bit leaking to the right, should be on the fairway. So yeah, in play. All right, so we hit a pretty good drive. We cleared the trees to not be in our way. And we got about 97 adjusted. Definitely don't want to be short. I can't really tell if the pin's, in the front of the green or the back. We're just gonna go right for the middle. Just not be short. Yeah, and hit a good one if possible. All right, pretty fat and left it open. Yeah, all in all, a really poor effort from 100 yards away. I'm probably about 20 feet off the green. I'm honestly lucky to have cleared the bunkers. But now this stuff is pretty thick. I don't have a great lie, so I just want to pop this up, let it trickle onto the hole, and get out of here with par. So we're left with about 5 feet uphill, slightly left to right, probably a left edge putt. Yeah, you want to make these. These are stroke shavers for sure. So I want to make sure to spend time on this. Put a good stroke on it. Live with the result.
Loser.
All right, pulled it a little bit. All right, hole 3, par 3. I shot it at about 146 adjusted. Pins front right. The wind is off to the left a little bit and hurting, so I'm gonna club up. I'm a little bit in between though, so
I'm gonna hit an 8, might be too long, so I'm gonna try to take a little bit off. We'll see how this works out. Yeah, if I try to take a little off, it tends to cut a little bit, so I'm gonna aim, left middle of the green. Hopefully it cuts in and take a little off. All right, actually a pretty good strike. It actually turned to the left, but I think it caught the front left edge of the green, so can't complain about that. On the green, about, say, 25 footer, I got an uphill putt with about 2 feet of break left to right. So yeah, these long ones, it's just about speed control and getting it within that 3 feet circle. So just gonna focus on that. All right, in for par. So there's some bunkers on the right that you can't see, so I'm just gonna cheat a little bit to the left side here. Just gonna put a good stroke on this, try to keep it in the middle left. All right, it's turning back in. I should dodge the bunkers, but it's pretty close. We'll see when we get there. All right, so I did narrowly escape the bunker, but I did end up on the rough here. Not a big deal. Looks to be a pretty good lie. I've got 310 to the hole. I want to be left with about, anything between 110 and 130. So I'm gonna hit a 6-iron. This should go about 180-ish. Yeah, just there's bunkers on left and the right, so just gotta keep this straight as possible. All right, it did end up fading a little bit. There's a bunker there. So hopefully we dodged that one. Let's go see again. All right, so I did dodge the bunker on the right. It's just about 20 feet to my right here. The pin's in the middle, but this green is one where if you go too long, you end up kind of rolling downhill and there's like a plateau there. So I'm a little bit in between. I have about 128 helping wind, so I could ease off a pitching wedge or go for a hard gap. I'm gonna go for a hard gap. I'll probably end up short, but I'll be putting uphill and I'll be safe from going over the green. So let's put a good stroke on this. I don't need to get too crazy with it actually. So nice and easy. A little left, hopefully it's the right distance. It's fading in. It bounced, looks pretty close. I can't really tell from here, but let's go see. We probably got 30 feet uphill. It looks a little right to left. But again, this is less about direction and more about speed. So just want to make sure I get it. There, it looks uphill all the way, so I could probably put a good stroke on this. So let's try to get it within 3 feet again. All right, take a par. All right, we got hole 5, par 4, 377 this one. Another beautiful hole. There's actually a lot of room on the right, so I'll probably aim right and try to take it back in a little bit. The left is, pretty dead, so yeah, plenty of room on the right. All right, there's plenty of room, but that's little too far right. All right, so we did kind of get away with one here. We're just in the rough. But yeah, there is plenty of room on this right side of the fairway. Have a bit of a nestled lie in the rough. I'm not sure if this will come out hot, but I got 145 uphill. You know, if I go even a little bit long, it's gonna hit the cart path and bounce out. So I'm expecting this to come up short, but I'd rather have that than it go out of bounds. And everything to the right of this hole kind of trickles back in. So I'm gonna aim a little bit right and hopefully I get a good bounce in there. That actually came out pretty hot and a little left, so I'm glad I didn't club up there. Hopefully I'm on the left side of the green. If not, it should be pretty close. All right, so I actually ended up pin high, probably about 15 feet. Sadly, my closest approach shot of the day, but a bit of an uphill putt, slightly left to right, and just before the hole, it kind of goes over a spine and back downhill. So just want to make sure I get it over the hump and trickle into the hole. Ooh. Now I'm left with about an 8-footer to save par. Not ideal, but let's put a good stroke on this one. All right, didn't break as much as I thought, but all right, 3-putt for a bogey, fantastic. All right, we got hole 6 here, 314 uphill. You know, slight wind into, but it's more important that we just get this in play. You know, if you hit it left, it'll trickle back down and there's a bunch of bunkers on the right. So just aiming for that far tree bush out there. The pin's right in front of it. So that's kind of the line. So yeah, just put a good swing on it, keep it in play. That's going right. Hopefully it catches some rough or a bunker there. It doesn't go out of bounds. We'll see when we get there. All right, so I somehow kicked into the fairway. I got about 85 yards adjusted. And I'm debating whether to hit a full 60 or kind of a half 54. But I'm probably gonna go with the half 54. Just more comfortable with that. There's probably not a ton of room up there, but just want to get this close. All right, so I landed on the green, just barely made it. All right, so I ended up staying up on, you know, don't want to call it a shelf, but there's a little slope here that would have rolled out. And I got about 20 feet again. This looks pretty straight. I just want to get it within 3 feet and get out of here. That was close. All right, get out of here with the par. All right, hole 7, 390 hit 4, super downhill par 4. I can't really see the hole from here, but it's just slightly to the left. But I'm just gonna aim out towards the right. That's where the fairway is, pretty big, so don't really need to crush it, just a smooth one out in the middle. of cutting a little, but should be okay. It was a little short, so I got 153 in, a little in between. That's a pretty big 9 for me. So I'm going to try to smooth an 8. Pins right in the middle, so just going to take that aim and, could end up on the left or the right. Pretty good strike. It's drawing. Looks a little long, but I'll live with that. So yeah, I probably got about 30 feet, slightly uphill, right to left, and just get this in tappable range. Yeah, so here we're on hole 8. I got 155 par 3. If I hit it like I did the last hole, this should be perfect with an 8 iron. So there's a bit of into wind, so I'm going to aim a little bit left. Looking pretty good. All right, so I did end up hitting a good one. I think I found my ball mark about 10 feet in front of the hole, and it rolled out to here. It is a little bit of on a downslope, so I have an uphill putt back. It looks like 6 or 7 feet. I'd love to get this birdie. I'm looking maybe right edge, and don't leave it short. I want to just pin a little bit, but yeah. Right edge, don't leave it short. Let's go. Par 5, 500-yard hole. Seems like a no-brainer to go for this in 2, but just I've always ran into trouble trying to do that. There's water on the right, which potentially I could reach with the tee shot. And then even if I do end up safe in the fairway, every time I go for it in 2, I just end up in a horrible spot around the green. So I'm going to take a conventional approach here and just take a 3-wood off the tee and play for a 3-shot hole. This takes the water out of play, and I can pretty much aim wherever I want on this fairway. All right, safe on the fairway and not in the water. I got 238 to the pin. In the past, I would have definitely went for this, but I've learned it's just not worth it. I could take a 7-iron here, hit it about 175, end up with a 65-yard shot, and I don't mind those. So I'm just gonna aim for the middle of the giant fairway. Probably that left bunker is where I'm aiming, and hit a smooth, comfortable shot. Nothing to worry about here. All right, easy peasy. Made a bit of a mistake here. I should have ended up more on the right side of the fairway because the pin's on the left. So something I didn't really pay attention to, but nonetheless, we have a yardage that we wanted. We got 70 yards. This is, got the wrong club here, but this is a 60, about a 3/4 60 for me. The pin's, really on the left, so I'm going to aim a little bit to the right of it just in case I pull it. I don't want to end up in the rough. So, yeah, just right of it, 70 yards, 3/4 60. All right, that's a really poor shot. I ended up going way right, just horrible shot from 70 yards. Should have just went for it with my 3-wood back there if I'm going to end up doing this. But nonetheless, tricky shot, but got to live with it. Still are off the fringe, or off the green on the fringe. Super uphill, probably about 50 feet. So just smack it up there and get out of here with a par.
Overall today I played well and shot a 77, which is pretty good for me. I wasn't able to film the back nine because my camera couldn't handle the heat today, as it was one of the hottest days on record. But yeah, I've been a double-digit handicap most of my life, and this past year I really started grinding. I got a few lessons, and I practiced as much as I could to get better. It's been a struggle, but I'm slowly starting to see improvement in my game. I'm not doing anything special, and I'm not naturally talented at this, so if I can do it, you can too. I want to create more content to help motivate you and others to get better at golf and have more fun out there, so please like and subscribe for more. Thank you.